Fala, meu convocado, tudo bem com você? Vamos dar uma volta ao mundo rápida aí, começando pela Inglaterra, né? Porque lá eles estavam discutindo ali quem era melhor, Brasil ou Argentina. Claro que a Argentina tem favoritismo, né? Atual campeã do mundo, mas algo foi lembrado ali muito importante sobre a Argentina nesse ciclo agora, hein? Ah, ganhou de todo mundo, mas ganhou de quem, na verdade, né? E também vamos ouvir aí os marroquinos a respeito da seleção brasileira. Então, deixe seu like, se inscreva aqui no canal e bora ver!
They are currently sixth favourites to win the World Cup. Brazil are fifth. However, you look at it, both of them with equal odds. As we welcome in our South American expert, Gustavo Hoffman, joins us. Gustavo, let me ask you the simplest of questions, and don't give me a Brazilian bias. Who is the better team going into the World Cup, Brazil or Argentina?
Argentina, but we have to remember that Argentina didn't face any strong team over the last 4 years, including Brazil. When they faced Brazil in the qualifiers, it was still not the Brazil of Carlo Ancelotti. It was another Brazil, a very bad, very poor Brazil. So, but anyway, they are the champions, so I have to respect them. But I think that Brazil is Carlo Ancelotti is trying to construct a better team, a stronger team than what we used to see over the last month. But anyway, you saw the news, Wesley out. Wesley was already the backup for the right back. Éder Militão would be the starter. Now Brazil will have to use the third option at the right back, and our fullbacks were already our main problem, in my opinion.
The bookies can't separate them. Who do you have?
I'm going to go with Brazil. I think Ancelotti will do a fairly decent job. I like Rafinha a lot. You know, if he can combine with Vinicius Junior, Casemiro came back into form. Whether he gets a starting berth or not, when at Manchester United for the last few months. Bruno Guimaraes, who we just saw score a goal, is a decent midfield player. Endrick will be probably a substitute and come off the bench. I think overall they've got a decent side, and they will be managed properly in Ancelotti. He'll keep them calm, they'll be well organised, and I think they'll play within a 4-4-2 almost.
So you get the deciding vote, Stevie?
I'm going to stick with Argentina.
Are you?
Yeah, I just think all round they're more solid, dependable. They certainly don't have the flair that Brazil have. But I think it's a bit of a stretch, just because Ancelotti's in charge, that all of a sudden they've jumped over the top of Argentina. So yeah, no, I'm sticking with Argentina until Brazil show me otherwise.
Argentina have got a lot of players that, over the course of the last couple of seasons, haven't been in the first team of clubs. Someone like Molina at right back.
But there's something to be said.
And are you going to rely on Messi to produce one moment of magic?
There's a lot to be said for being there, done it, seen it, know what it's all about. And then when it really kicks in, when it really
Martinez going to be better than he was 4 years ago?
He's loving it.
I think he likes Brazil.
Gustavo, let's take a look at Robbo's tip then to win the World Cup. And their starting 11. As you mentioned, Wesley will be out now, picking up that injury. Is this the team that will start, do you think, that opening game against Morocco?
Well, Wesley out. Probably Danilo will be the starter, a former Juventus player, Real Madrid, Manchester City player, playing for Flamengo this season. We have a doubt in the left. We're not sure if it's going to be Douglas Santos or Alexandro. And then Paquetá will probably be a midfielder, ahead Casemiro and Bruno Guimaraes. Then Rafinha and Vinicius on the flanks. And I don't think that Igor Thiago will start for Brazil. I think that's going to be Matheus Cunha and maybe Endrick, because Endrick has played a very good match against Egypt. He's a very good one. Ancelotti likes him. But I think that's most likely that's going to be Matheus Cunha.
It's interesting that you mentioned Paquetá. People who haven't followed his progress over the last 6 months think, what, he left a side that got relegated. How can he be starting for Brazil?
Well, he's a very good player. He was playing now this season for Flamengo, a giant from Brazil. He was having some good matches in Brazil. Ancelotti was watching him very closely. I think that Ancelotti knows his quality. That's why he's probably gonna be the starter, because Brazil, we all thought that Brazil would play in the 4-2-4 formation with only 2 midfielders, 4 forwards. But then Brazil lost Rodrigo, Estevão, Luis Henrique from Zenit was the option for Rodrigo and Estevão. But I think that he didn't take a good opportunity with the injuries of the other players. So I think that Paquetá will be the starter because Ancelotti understood over the last 2 matches that he needs one more midfielder, including because of that, he called Ederson. He didn't call a right back for Wesley, the replacement of Wesley. He called one more midfielder because now with Ederson, he has 6 options for the midfield. He had only 5, including Fabinho and Danilo Santos, midfielder from Botafogo. So I think that what he has done with the option over Wesley, it shows me that he's gonna use a formation with one more midfielder.
How many minutes is Neymar going to play in this tournament, Gustavo?
Well, tomorrow he's gonna have an MRI scan to understand his progress over the last week. He's still injured. He won't play in the first match of Brazil. So right now, I cannot say you that he's gonna be in the World Cup. I prefer to wait. Carlo Ancelotti said that he's gonna be in the squad, but anyway, I think that the scan tomorrow is gonna be very important to understand if he's really gonna have the condition to play. And even if he gained the condition to play, at least fitness to play, he won't be at his best. He wasn't already at his best. And now he hasn't played over the last 3 weeks. So right now, I wouldn't tell you that Neymar will be in the World Cup.
Let's look at Argentina and the possible starting 11 there, Gustavo. Robbo picked up a point that many are making. A lot of these players, inevitably, I believe, that's what happens in life, are a lot older than when they won the World Cup. How much are we at a stage where they're too old?
Well, I think that the main problem for Argentina, beside the age of some players like Rodrigo de Paul, including Messi also, Emiliano Martinez, I think that the main problem for Argentina is that, like I said, they didn't face any strong team over the last 4 years. They didn't play against any European side. And when they faced Brazil, it was a very poor Brazil. So I think that we're going to have to see how the world champions are right now against some strong teams during the World Cup.
We thought Arsenal were going to be hard to watch.
Yeah.
Argentina are going to be that sort of psyche as well.
Now you've seen
but think
Romero
about
at
it.
centre-half and somebody else.
Yeah, but
You're
think-
still going for
yeah, but
Argentina.
Hold on, think about it though. You're probably right. But guess what? They get it done.
Right.
They find a way of getting it done. And you look at that, and absolutely, correctly, you can turn around and say, well, he's getting on. He's getting on. He's getting on.
Yes.
But you know what? See that little thing in your brain called the brain?
Which the Scottish players haven't.
The Scottish players don't have. You talk about football brain. I mean, that team just smacks of it. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with the experience and the been there and the done it. Yes, if it comes down to physicality and legs, then obviously that may be a problem for them. But if they use their brains,
Right.
then it won't be a problem to them.
And we're going to talk about the heat actually a little bit later on. How does that factor in to legs and energy and this team and experience?
Well, it does. There's no question. Unless, well, number one, they're obviously going to be looked after incredibly well in terms of, finishing training, with ice baths. I mean, the whole works.
Right.
Now, if they skip on anything, then we'll see it on the field. At the same time, the manager's going to have to use his brains and take people off when he sees any sort of drop. So again, the question will not just be about the starting 11. The squad's going to come into it. And so that's the manager's job. The manager, in my opinion, is about picking 11 and throwing them out. Because this team knows how to play football. It's going to be the small details, when to pull Messi off, when not to play him. And that goes for probably 4 or 5 of those players. That's the key for Argentina.
When it comes to supporters' expectations, Gustavo, both Brazil and Argentina fans believe that their team are going to win the World Cup?
Yes, definitely. That always happens with Brazil and Argentina. The Brazilian fans really believe in the national team. And the main reason is an Italian, Carlo Ancelotti. Carlo Ancelotti gave back to the people in Brazil the hope to win the World Cup. Because before him, you all remember what was happening to Brazil.
المنتخب البرازيلي في هذه المجموعة يعتبر التحدي الأكبر للمغرب. هذا المنتخب يشارك للمرة 23. لم تغب شمس البرازيل عن كأس العالم، ولكن هذه المرة هو احتل المركز الخامس في تصفيات منطقته ويعيش كذلك حركة انتقالية لنقل أو مرحلة انتقالية من مدرب طريقة المدرب البرازيلي إلى مدرب كارلو أنشيلوتي المدرب الإيطالي الذي عاد نيمار إلى المنتخب. أصيب نيمار، ولكن في نهاية الأمر تحس كأنه كارلو أنشيلوتي مدرب يريد أن يجعل المنتخب البرازيلي كعائلة، وهذا الدفء الذي غاب عن المنتخب البرازيلي في الآونة الأخيرة واشتكى العديد من اللاعبين لأنه غاب عن منتخب البرازيل.
هو شوف يعني ثقافة اللاعبين المنتخب البرازيلي مشتتة، بمعنى يحتاج اللاعب خاصة هم يعني كمحترفين اللعب خارج البرازيل أو بعقلية اللاعب الغير برازيلي هو ما نشوفه أنجح بالنسبة له، لكن لما يروح مع البرازيل منتخب البرازيل وكأنه يرجع للهوية اللي هي المحلية. وهذا كان ما يعيب على المنتخب البرازيلي. المنتخب البرازيلي جيد حتى على مستوى دكة الاحتياط، لا يوجد منتخب بهذا القوة في الدوريات الكبرى متواجدين كصف أول كصف ثاني كنجوم متواجدين بشكل كبير، لكن من اللي يقدر يوفق؟ وما أنا أشوف أن خروجهم من المدرب المحلي هذه أفضل نقطة ابتعد عنها بشكل كبير. ذهاب لمدرب يعرف ياخذ البطولات، يعرف شلون يتعامل مع نجوم، يعرف شلون يكون لك منتخب ذو شخصية قوية، يعني يمتلك كاريزما بشكل كبير أنشيلوتي، ويعرف يتعامل مع اللاعبين أيضا،
ويمتلك لاعبين كابتن فيهم شباب فيهم لاعبين
توليفة جدا ممتازة.
يعني هذا يمزج المزيج محمدي علوي. نعم. في منتخب البرازيل. طيب
اختلف.
كنت تهز براسك. طيب واختلف معي مثل ما تحب، بالعكس انا احب الاختلاف لانه يثري النقاش يا كابتن محمد.
طبعا اختلف. طيب. انا لا اعتقد انه اصلا
قبل ان تؤكد الاختلاف،
تفضل.
هل أنشيلوتي حرك المياه الراكدة في المنتخب البرازيلي؟ واختلف معي فيما بعد.
اولا الاختلاف حول ماهية تلك المياه، لانه لا اعتقد ان بتلك الجودة. هذا ليس افضل اجيال البرازيل، هذا احد اقل منتخبات البرازيل في الحقيقة.
أنا قلت يمزج بين أجيال وليس
حتى من ناحية الجودة كأفراد كعناصر لاعب هذا جيل لاعب يعني من أفقر أجيال البرازيل في الحقيقة. يعني حتى أنشيلوتي اللي عرف تاريخا باللباقة يعني اعترف بهذه بطريقة مباشرة، قال نحن لا نمتلك أظهرة بذاك المستوى. هذا تعبير بالمناسبة من يعرف أنشيلوتي يعتبر يعني نوع من الصراحة الحادة الغير معتادة، لأنه ألكسندر عمره على حافة 40 سنة يلعب فلامينغو، هو سيكون أساسي على الأرجح. ويسلي ظهير روما يعني لاعب متوسط جدا. وسط الميدان كاسيميرو على حافة 40 لأنه لا توجد خيارات أصلا. جيماريش متعدد إصابات، صحيح إنه لاعب بجودة عالية جدا. باكويتا اللي عاد البرازيل بعد تجارب.
تريد أن تقصده محمدي؟ قل.
أقصد إنه لا يوجد لاعبين بذاك المستوى بتلك الجودة، هذا ما أقصده. أن البرازيل بعيدة كل بعد عن مثلا إسبانيا، عن فرنسا، بفارق لا بأس به من ناحية العناصر، هذا ما أقصده.
Bom, pessoal, eu continuo confirmando aqui com vocês que o Brasil não vai decepcionar nessa Copa do Mundo, tá? Vai chegar longe. Inclusive a gente tem um vídeo aqui mostrando o guatemalteco discutindo com o argentino. O argentino acabou tendo que defender o Brasil aí, falar: rapaz, presta atenção, Brasil é Brasil, rapaz. Toma cuidado, não vai falando essas bobagens aí não. Enfim, e eu acredito que o Brasil não vai decepcionar. Pelo menos na semifinal vai chegar, né? Mas isso pra mim é uma decepção. O Brasil tem que chegar na final sempre, né? Ainda mais a gente está acostumado, a gente que é um pouco mais velho, está acostumado aí com o Brasil sendo campeão. Eu acho que dá para chegar assim não só pelo Brasil, por ter o Carlo Ancelotti, por ter alguns jogadores diferenciais, né? Diferenciados na verdade, né? Inclusive estamos esperando aqui, aguardando notícias sobre o Neymar. No momento que eu estou gravando aqui agora, não saiu nenhuma notícia sobre o Neymar ainda, sobre o exame, né, que ele está fazendo agora de manhã lá nos Estados Unidos. E acredito que o Brasil possa sim chegar longe nessa Copa do Mundo, não só pelo Brasil, pelo Carlo Ancelotti, mas também pelos adversários. A gente vê aí dificuldades enfrentadas pela França, pela Espanha, nos amistosos. Ah, mas são amistosos, eu sei que são amistosos, mas são amistosos que revelam algumas questões ali, né? Os times começam jogando com os titulares, mostram suas debilidades. O próprio Carlo Ancelotti disse que todas as equipes ali têm problemas, têm fragilidades e é preciso esconder essas fragilidades, né? Qual que é a sua opinião? Deixa aí nos comentários. Até o próximo vídeo.